Hello, welcome back to my channel, welcome to today's video. Today I'm showing you the meals I've made over the last few days for me and my family. I tend to eat a low ultra processed foods diet and I'm trying my hardest to give my kids as much nutritious, delicious foods as I possibly can and making as much as I can from scratch. Yeah, anyway, this is just some of the meals we ate this week. Everything generally is on a budget. So I started strong. I made a spag bowl. A spag bowl, I truly believe, can be one of the easiest ways to put lots and lots of vegetables and goodness into your kids, but still taste super luxurious. I always get a high fat content beef mince, and it's something I tend to make in a big batch. Say, as you can see, there's a huge batch of it here because we don't buy beef very often in this house at all. So what I do is make a huge batch and then I freeze lots and lots of portions so we can enjoy it throughout the coming months. So yeah, I've put lots of vegetables, celery, carrots, mushrooms, and I'm sure I also grated some courgette into this. I get a high fat content beef because flavour is in the fat, and I make up my own bolognese sauce, so lots of herbs and tinned tomatoes. I made a huge batch and it froze lots and lots of meals for the freezer, so my freezer is feeling a little bit more organised this week, definitely. I really fancied chicken kebabs this week, so that's what I made, some lovely chicken kebabs from scratch.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Because he is in the fridge all day, every day, just opening it and taking things out. You're so cheeky.
So chicken kebab, once you've seasoned your chicken, I don't cook it straight away, I let it sort of marinate in the seasoning for a while. I prepare the vegetable salad that will go into our chicken kebabs earlier in the day just so it can sit for a while, so the onion isn't too sour and the cabbage has had time in the brine to sort of, it doesn't cook but it sort of goes soft, if that makes sense. But yeah, super delicious. And the brine I use is olive oil, honey, salt, pepper, and I believe that was it. Olive oil, oh, apple cider vinegar.
Just made, well, I'm marinating some chicken. I have been craving homemade chicken kebabs for ages. It's something I used to make a lot. It's so easy, just buy some really nice naan bread. You can make your own, but I feel like the ones that I buy, they're like the Ria's brand, and Aldi sell them, the garlic ones and the chili ones. Buy some really good naan breads or flatbreads, or make flatbreads. Make up a really nice salad. I've been craving purple food a lot, and I think where we've been so poorly, like over the last few weeks, my body is like needing rich nutrient food. And they say that purple food that is dark purple is really, really, really like a superfood. And I've just inhaled beetroot straight from the fridge, like 2 big balls of beetroot. I'm really excited for this red cabbage salad. If you do want to make yourself kebab, it's so easy. Just get some nice flatbreads, marinate some chicken. I've just marinated it in shawarma seasoning, but you need like cumin, coriander powder, garlic, ginger, things like that. Marinate that and cook it in olive oil. Grill is really good, just so it's got that nice smoky taste that you often get with like Middle Eastern food. And then I always mix it with a cabbage, carrot and onion salad. Just to take off it's raw, this salad, just to take off like the sourness of this raw veg. You can soak it in water for a bit and you can squeeze them a little bit. I put a bit of honey, olive oil, apple cider vinegar, salt and pepper with it, and it's like a brine. The salt will really like draw out that like bitterness that you don't want from things like onion. And yeah, so we'll pour that over, and then I've got hummus in the fridge. I'm just really excited for dinner tonight. It's just what I fancy, so I thought I'd make it.
Just a note also, I always use chicken thigh fillets. There's so much more flavour. They're more affordable and they don't go dry, so you will never see me cooking with chicken breast. It's just not something I ever use in my cooking. And yeah, I recommend you do the same. But yeah, I've cooked out my chicken. I used the air fryer grill mode, and with the seasoning it was delicious. I actually put way too much mayo on that. I did have to scrape some off and give it to my husband, but delicious with the salad on top of one of those garlic naan breads. And super filling. Anyway, the next day I'm really enjoying like midweek roasts. I do most of the prep while Oren is at school and Jasper is napping. We're having roast beef and I'm marinating it with some homemade garlic and peppercorn olive oil, which is super easy to make. It's just adding garlic and peppercorns into your olive oil you bought from the shop, with some red onions.
Oren's home from school, they're in the playroom with Lawrence. I have parsnips left over from Christmas and they're absolutely fine. So I'm going to cook those because I do feel like they should be cooked now. Carrots, broccoli, I've got the beef, I'm just going to sear it on the fry. I'm going to sear it in this. Oh, I need to preheat the oven. Then I'm going to cook it for a very minimal amount of time in the oven because we like ours medium rare. And then I'm going to use up these pigs in blankets from Christmas, and I've taken these out of the freezer obviously, and I'm going to make some Yorkshire puddings. And I popped to the little shop near me, picked up just the cheapest red wine I could find because it's all going to go into a gravy for me and Lawrence. And yeah, let's just make a roast dinner.
I love a midweek roast. I don't know why, but I'm really into them at the moment. Traditionally I know they're on Sundays, but there's just something about sitting in the evening and having a roast dinner after school and after like the day's done. It's just a nice feeling. As I said, I'm using up as much as I can of leftover from Christmas and sitting in my freezer because I've started batch cooking meals for the freezer again. So the parsnips, the pigs in blankets, and the beef actually, which was gifted to us, which I've got out the freezer, is now no longer clogging up my freezer, which is great. I've still got some of this Wagyu dripping from Aldi, the Christmas range. I hope actually Aldi do this more often, some sort of beef dripping thing, because yeah, it's much more delicious. And then I'm just putting some dried herbs on it. I can't wait for spring and summer so I can regrow some herbs and stuff because my herb garden is struggling. It's so hard to grow rosemary. I really need help growing rosemary. I'm going to try and buy a very established bush of rosemary this summer and see how I do, but it's my favourite herb to use in this sort of meal. So using a meat thermometer, I always check my beef to make sure it's cooked medium rare. I've got potatoes and parsnips cooking, the parsnips from Christmas. I've got a homemade gravy going. This is actually an adult's gravy. My children don't eat gravy at the moment. I'm hoping they'll enjoy it at some point, but I tend to reduce lots and lots of red wine with the vegetables I cook the beef in, and lots of pepper and things like that. So yeah, I think the beef's cooked well. I give my children the outer layers that are cooked more, and I'm just serving it with whatever veg I had in the fridge. There are my Yorkshire puddings. They really do hit the spot. Yeah, crispy potatoes, Yorkshires just are lovely. And I don't know about you, but a beef roast dinner always needs to be served with mustard. Another night I made my fail-safe chicken curry. I make this probably once a week or once every 2 weeks at least. I just use the curry powders that you buy in Aldi because they, I believe, don't have added sugar in them, which is great. Marinate the chicken in that, lots of onion, loads and loads of fresh ginger. I keep ginger in the freezer at all times because you can just grate it straight from frozen. So loads of fresh ginger. Great, lots of carrot in there as well. I often add diced up mushrooms in there. And I make so much curry that I can make at least 3 to 6 portions for my children for the freezer, because quite often if we're having something that they might not enjoy or anything, they'll always say yes to a curry, so it's just such an easy go-to dinner for me to have in the freezer. And also I do believe that having meals readily available in the freezer reduces our ultra processed food that we eat, because it's just easy to get something out of the freezer. But yeah, anyway, I'm making some flapjacks. I'm going to leave my flapjack recipe. I'm asked for my flapjack recipe daily, so I thought I'd just quickly film this. These are some of the basic ones that I've make. Just loads of pumpkin seeds, loads of dark chocolate chips, oats, honey, a little bit of maple syrup, and lots of butter, salted butter, because it's just the best. If you do make my flapjacks and you find they're a bit too crumbly for your liking, make sure you do store them in the fridge and just add a little bit more butter. Butter tends to make everything just that bit better. But again, this is a low ultra processed sort of snack that I just love to have all the time sitting in my fridge. Hits the sweet spot. They're fairly good for you, loads of fibre in them. Better than like a chocolate bar, which is something I crave all the time. I'm always craving chocolate. Anyway, another night I made some mushroom white wine creamy rice dish, chicken dish. It was delicious. Just sliced up and fried a big pot of chestnut mushrooms. I always go for chestnut mushrooms, just think there's more flavour. With some butter and thyme and onion and garlic. And I also fried my chicken thigh fillets on the bone. I fried them skinned down for a while before I cooked them in the air fryer until they were pretty much cooked. I added chicken stock and white wine into the mushroom sauce. Make sure that's all stirred in together, just let that simmer for a while, and then take the chicken out of the air fryer and I popped it into my mushroom sauce. I added loads of frozen peas into this. My children loved this dish. My husband loves it. I love it. It's just so easy to make. I know that there's like jars of white creamy sauce that you can buy to make this. I believe they're like heavy on the additive side. I've actually never tried it because I used to really dislike white sauce. I only like it now I make it. So I don't know what it tastes like, but it's so easy to make a really nice white wine sauce or white creamy sauce that just give it a go. You just need like your mushrooms, butter, olive oil, and cream. Lots of cream. So yeah, an absolute delicious meal that we make, and it makes loads of leftovers again, and I'm just grating some parmesan over it. Another thing that I love to make is a stir fry. I love a stir fry. We usually go for tofu stir fry every week. But I had some frozen pork strips in the freezer, which I picked up from Aldi. So I'm using them today, but we would always go for tofu stir fries just because tofu in a stir fry goes the best. Grab yourself a bag of black beans from your local Asian supermarket. It's so easy to make your own black bean sauce. Black bean sauce in a stir fry is my favourite combination. I'm not really like a sweet chili kind of gal. I just think black beans make the best. I will leave my recipe down below, but it's super simple to make black bean sauce. It's actually super quick as well. You just need your ginger, your garlic, your black beans, some hot water, soy sauce. I would say it's a couple essential in my house just because I always have those things in my house. I got some noodles that were from the Japanese range in Aldi a while ago. Some veg that was frozen in my freezer, so I have cleared loads of freezer space this week, which I'm really happy about. Fry it all together, throw it together with the sauce, and it is delicious. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this week's video, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye!